Warning. The Pop Punk Book Club features heavily biased opinions and unapologetically wild takes performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals to ensure the safety of performers and animals alike. We may sound confident, but our views are based entirely on personal feelings. Accordingly, the PPBC and the producers must insist that everyone attempt to recreate and reenact these stunts and activities. Join us at poppunkbookclub.com.
That's what happened to you at the park today.
Yeah. Well, second time I'm seeing you. Surprise. I was down at like a first birthday party of one of Kate's good friends.
Yeah.
And
it's so funny. I could tell that's exactly what it was, even though I had like no idea.
Yeah, well, for everyone listening, I was just saying goodbye to everyone. It was really weird because I think because we were saying goodbye, my brain just didn't compute what was going on, but it was saying goodbye to everyone. And then I felt this grab on my left butt cheek.
Who was that?
Well, who do you think? And you know what's really funny is that when you did that, my brain went, "Oh, that's weird," and then went, it doesn't matter. And then it kept looking at back to the people talking because in my,
I'll go with it.
I was saying to Kate, it was really weird. I think because in my mind, that wouldn't be that weird when you're saying goodbye to people like as a joke or something like with your friends.
But how well did you know them?
I don't know them that well, but my brain was just because I was there saying goodbyes. I was like, oh, that's not weird. And then I was like, wait a minute, I should see who that is. And it was Sam.
You took longer to turn around than I was expecting.
That's what was going through my head. That was my whole thought process. Right. Never mind. And I was like, no, actually, yes, mind, please.
My thought process was, have I got this horribly wrong?
You said that when I turned around, you went, I just made a massive gamble. I was like, yeah, that's so funny. And then I said to you, you better watch yourself because, you know, you're putting yourself into the hydraulic crushing zone there. And long-term listeners of the podcast will know exactly what I'm talking about there.
I was thinking to myself, maybe I should have tested that out. Just to, a little bit of stealth.
See the guard dog in action. What's really funny about that is that the other day, I hadn't thought about that really since that episode, but the gap between that episode and the last time I thought about it was when I cramped up when I was like 22 or whatever. No, I'm joking. All those nights I reminiscing about the strength they used to have. People don't know the podcast, have no idea what's going. And I tell you, if you're guessing, you'd be wrong. They're never going to get what it is.
You can't possibly guess.
No, definitely not. But I was at my office. You've been there before. You have to walk up a massive hill to get up into the office, and then up a huge staircase. And like I'm carrying like heavy bags full of gear in and out of my office pretty much every day. And I have to walk from a car park that's like further down, that's uphill, then up a big driveway, then up the stairs. And every time the toilet and the kitchen's downstairs, so I have to keep going up and down the stairs all day.
I always thought that's good for those muscles.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So I came out of my the kitchen area the other day, and I just have my when I have wet hands from like washing my hands, I have this habit of like wiping on my legs or on my butt cheeks, like or on the butt of my pants.
Yeah.
And because Kate's like, and my mom's like, you have a wet bum all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's because I just have a habit of doing that. I just like wipe my hands on my pants, and I did it, and I was like, oh, I have some like actual butt cheeks again. And that thought came back of like, have I regained my prime? And I was feeling how tight they were. It's like how strong they were. I was like, damn, I think I'm coming back and stuff. And then I looked at the window and went, oh my goodness, has anyone walked past the front of the shop? Like with me just standing there, like admiring my own butt cheeks again, feeling like I'm getting some strength back.
I think really what you're saying is you want to test out the old powers.
Live on the podcast. All right, everybody. We're not even doing Hoss today. We're just, let's see. Can I bring it back? Just cut to me in a stretcher getting carried out by an ambulance because he cramped up again. They go back on like a boxing montage of like trying to work it back again. Anyway, it's so funny though at that 1-year-old's birthday party, just before I ran into you, they did the cake and stuff. Anyway.
So I walked past when they were singing Happy Birthday.
Right.
And I was like, that's a lot of people for like what was presumably like I thought it might have been a first.
She said that. Birthday. She's like, we didn't expect everybody to come that we invited. This is a lot of people. That was that's what was said just before or just after Happy Birthday. But if you heard the Happy Birthday, you were 10 seconds after what I'm just about to talk about.
Right.
The husband of the father of the child, he was up there and the mum gave a bit of a speech and he's quite reserved and doesn't really like talk much. She even said that he wanted to keep to himself and didn't want to have to do small talk when he was there. And he's a lovely dude, of course, but like he just wanted to keep to himself. And when it came time, people like speeches, you could tell he just didn't want to do no one expected him to. If you know him, you don't expect him to. And anyway, so the mum gave a speech and then he stepped up and went, I got nothing to say. And then just went to the cake to start trying to light the candle, but then couldn't because it was windy. So I'm not that windy, but it's just too windy for the candle to stick. Everyone's been there as a dad.
Yes.
There is a very uncomfortable silence while everyone's just waiting for the candle to be lit.
Yeah.
It's so quiet and there's so many people there watching and he just goes like and putting his hand around it.
Yeah.
And then the mother-in-law just goes, loud enough so everyone could hear it, but like under her breath goes, he can't even do that in front of everybody. And I was like, I said to Kate, that is the most like emasculating thing I've ever heard. Felt so bad for him. You can't even do that. How do you come back from that? And the
But do you think she's like, maybe they've got a really, really good relationship and it's a bit tongue-in-cheek?
She's got a very dry sense of humor. I know that. But like, I don't know if it was said purely as a, this will make everybody laugh and cut the tension. It was pretty rough. But I think it was said in obviously humor. But it was, I said to Kate, wow, the candle's not going to light any faster after that. But that was funny. You could have seen that and known that I was not making it up. And you probably didn't notice it because of the uncomfortable silence. Yeah. We would have been stealth. We would have been totally invisible. But other than that, guess where I went the other night?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So Babymetal in Sydney. I don't know. What?
Is that an Asian accent you just did?
Babymetal They say Babymetal in one of their songs.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do an Asian accent.
Well,
that would sound like this. No, so we I don't know if people listening to this show know what Babymetal is as a band. They've been around for ages, like over a decade now. But like I say there's 3 stages to Babymetal. 1 is what on earth is this?
Yep.
2, it's actually kind of catchy. 2, 3, this is actually sick.
Yeah. I crossed the first 2 when you showed me live. Like right in front of you. I went from what the fuck to like, oh, okay.
It's kind of catchy.
Yeah. I didn't get to the third one though.
Well, and the more you listen to their other songs that aren't as gimmicky as the ones that are typically more viral,
right?
They're really, really good, like performers, and live they're incredible. Anyway, so I've always wanted to see them, and then I, to be honest, listened to them a little bit back in like 2015, 2016, and then 2017ish is when around that time I remember their second album came out. I listened to a couple songs off that, but I remember at that point the song came out and I was like, oh, I haven't listened to them in a while. I'll check that song out. I wasn't like still listening to them actively.
Sure.
But I've always wanted to see them because I thought they'd just be wild to see live. Anyway, it turns out my daughter is a huge fan. Like she likes metal. I've shown her a few bands. Yep. As you know, her favorite band for a while was Killswitch Engage. Yes. And that was the weirdest thing for a 7-year-old to say they love.
Yeah.
But of late, she's been really getting into Metallica and really, because I had them on one time and she really liked them. There's a couple other metal bands she's heard that she likes. Meshuggah's too heavy for her, which is unfortunate because that's my favorite metal band.
Can't get around them.
But she says too low in sound, but she'll try. Like she at least tries. And I love that. I just love that she's tried so hard to get into metal because she likes loud rock and metal music and loves that we can bond on that.
Sure.
So like, so with Babymetal, I was like, why didn't I think of this sooner? Because it's got all the heaviness, but it's so poppy that she likes pop music too. And she's just, what a recommendation because she's fallen in love with it.
Wow, that's good.
Took her to see it the other night. It was on a school night. There was hard rules in place of like, so you're sleeping on the way down and you're sleeping on the way back because I still want you to get to school the next day.
Yeah, okay. And she's in year 2.
Yeah. So she's
not like she's like in year 10 or
yeah. And it was an over 18 show, so we had to sneak her in. It was all ages. But it was.
Was it just the 2 of you?
No, Kate went down too.
Okay.
Yeah. So she checked it out. The support act was Bloodywood, who are like an Indian folk metal band. They're like a hardcore but Indian folk. It's actually sick. Like when you hear the things they've done. They've also done some collaborations with Babymetal as well.
Right.
Which is sick. So that was really cool to see. They were amazing live. But you should have seen, I got on video I can show you after.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Indian folk.
Yes.
Indian as in from India?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So it's like they have a guy in the band, like Slipknot have a drummer or a couple drummers, I think. They have one, I don't know what the instrument's called, but it's like the sidewards drum that like on the side, but it's like really tight skin kind of drum sound.
Sure.
With a stick.
Yeah.
It's rad.
Crossed with metal.
Yeah. It's actually really cool.
Wow.
But also kind of crossed with like new metal. Like it comes out like new metal because it's got like hardcore vibes to it, but also like yell rap kind of stuff. Not
interesting.
Sometimes they go like actually rap. But anyway, Bloodywood is sick. But I was very keen to see them as a support act, just to say I've seen it. But we were there obviously for Babymetal.
Yeah.
And Julia, her favorite song by Babymetal is "Give Me Chocolate." She just loves that song so much. She loves so many of them, but like "Give Me Chocolate's" like
I think that's one of the ones you showed me.
Yeah, because that's the first one I heard. Okay. And she loves that. And all night she wanted to see it. And I managed, because I knew the set list, because I looked it up to see what they were going to be playing.
Right.
And I knew when it was coming. And I videoed
I don't like that approach.
Well, the only reason I did that was because it's her first concert. And I wanted to soften the blow if she's like, can't wait to see this song.
And they don't play it.
And she did do that. She wanted to hear karate. And they weren't playing karate on this set. So I had to be like, we're going to Babymetal. Only bad news is I don't think they're playing karate on this set. So for me personally, I had it spoiled, but she didn't. And I managed to capture on film her reaction to when Gimme Chocolate started. I've never seen her face light up like that. It was
that's cool.
The best. But also while I was there, just quickly, I want to say this to everybody. When I asked this question, I saw a kid there at Babymetal that had music on, and in between songs, in between sets, and Chop Suey came on by System of a Down.
Yeah.
And this kid was in there. It was probably about 7 or 8, like a young boy with his dad. And his dad had like a beer in his hands, and the kid was next to him, and they were just like singing Chop Suey, like the chorus so loud and the whatever together. And I was like, that's so strange seeing a kid sing the chorus of Chop Suey, which is a pretty heavy chorus, to be honest. But admittedly, when Julia was like 3, that was her favorite song as well, Chop Suey. So she's liked heavy music since she was younger. She says something that I think I can totally relate to, is where she says, this music just, I could go to sleep to this. And I'm like, that's how I feel too. It's so like calming in a way. And I think that's awesome. Not like I'm here for it being loud and aggressive.
Yeah.
But I connect with her over this metal stuff, which is so peculiar. I mean, so many of my friends, I'm sure you included, would have found it so strange that she loved Killswitch Engage of all bands. So I want to ask the question, what have you gotten your kids into that is the weirdest possible genre for a child to be into? My daughter loves Killswitch Engage. Like, that's probably the weirdest she's gotten for her age. As I said, I saw this kid singing System of a Down with his dad. I want to hear stories of people and their kids. Like, what have they bonded with their kids over that it's just nothing?
I'm interested to hear what people say.
Yeah.
Because I'm always trying to get Owen into the music, like the albums that we listen to.
Yeah.
He's always like, if I'm listening to it in the car, he'll be like, are you doing a podcast about this one this week? I'm like, yeah. But he's never all that interested in it.
Yeah,
like,
Julia's tried pop punk. She thinks it's cool, and she kind of gets behind some of the songs. But if it doesn't have like a rockin' loud, she calls it rockin' energy sort of thing. Like if it's not a rockin' song, she doesn't care.
It's not a banger, doesn't care.
Well, yeah, like she loved Dad by Goldfinger because it was so loud and kind of crazy. But metal to her is just, I think she can just let loose, and that's where it's sick. So yeah, tell me your cool stories. So the big question we have for each other now is, have we done our homework? We said we're going to give each other a couple songs to listen, a couple of albums to listen to.
One album each, right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, a couple of albums between us.
Okay, cool.
One each to listen to.
I was like, I haven't done my homework. every time you say that, I think of Kale coming along to the podcast and not having actually rated all the songs.
That's so wild to turn up and be like, thanks for having me. By the way, I didn't do what I was meant to be doing. I'm surprised he got that far. When he said, I got to tell you about the ratings, I was like, has he just not rated it? I'm just going to go live. So yeah, in the 500 best pop punk albums of all time, we had picked last week, if you didn't check that episode out, we decided we're going to start randomly flicking through and finding an album that we are both sent out to listen to bring back to see if we're going to give it into the book club or not.
A screening process.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's do it this way, I reckon. We should, the person who is, who's listened to the album gives the thumbs up, thumbs down, or the maybe.
Sure.
Right? I couldn't think of a pop punk equivalent of that as we talked about. But then what we should do is, we obviously can't play it on the podcast because of copyright strikings, but we will. That's how badly you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But then the other person has to say, all right, let's chuck it in or not. You know what I mean?
After having heard a sample.
Yeah. So maybe you
we don't have to sell it on like.
Yeah, but also just like listening to it, and then if I show you a song, you could go, you know what? If we get 2 thumbs up, if we both want it in, it has priority.
This is a good approach. I like this.
Yeah, because otherwise if we go to 2 maybes and then everyone else tells us we're wrong, then we're more likely to bring it in. But that's where people need to kind of back them up and say they're good.
Okay, cool.
All right, so first of all, the album you had was?
Tales from Wyoming by Teenage Bottle Rocket.
Teenage Bottle Rocket, I do remember that. I was actually keen because like part of me wanted to check that out, but we did make an agreement between both of us off camera and off air that we would not listen to each other's album through the week so that we could wait for it. So it can be a genuine
I forgot all about the one that you had, in fact. So
I had no problem. What was that even called? I forgot to show them. This is my Babymetal t-shirt, by the way. That's what I'm wearing it for.
Did you get Julia a t-shirt?
Yes. Yeah. It's they only had a medium and it's like a dress on her, but that's in the video. I have her in this massive Babymetal dress. Babymetal dress. I said Babymetal dress, right? All right, cool. So what's the song you're going to be showing me? Just so people, if they want to listen along by pausing and then go.
All right. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of the opening track.
Okay.
Mainly because I want you to tell me which band it reminds you of.
All right.
But then I want to show you more of the second track.
Okay, cool.
But before we listen to it, should I tell you my my position as to whether or not this is like a definite in, definite out, or a maybe?
I thought definitely yes, but thinking about it, do you want the other person to be swayed by that at all? To be able to argue it back?
I thought the idea was like the person who listened to it is going to give like the initial. Yeah, sure. And then it's a question of does the other person agree with it or not?
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, okay. So for me.
Ooh, wobble the hand, it's coming. Ooh. I figured that. I mean, it was a pretty simple one. Teenage Bottle Rocket is something I've been very keen to do in the book club for sure.
Listen, party.
We'll be right back. Did I hear those lyrics right?
I think you did.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So we just listened to I Found the One by Teenage Bottle Rocket.
Yep.
From Tales from Wyoming. And the first track was called In My Head, right?
Which band does the first track remind you of?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Millencolin, maybe?
No. Well, I guess it's subjective.
No,
you
it
got that
doesn't
one wrong.
remind you of that.
To me, I heard Turnstile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I can hear what you're saying there.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have thought that because that genre to me is just age-wise is pretty removed.
Yeah. Well, it took me by surprise. It wasn't what I was expecting the album to sound like at all.
Yeah, right.
But then like the second song was more what I was expecting. And then thereafter it starts to become more what I was really expecting, which was like Ramones-ish type.
It does. Yeah. And especially when he says in that second song, last song about sniffing glue, I was like, yeah, the Ramones are here for sure.
So what's your,
right,
do you agree?
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Right.
That sounds fun. It sounds punk rocky. It sounds like I have said, people who listen to the show know I want to hear Teenage Bottle Rocket for sure.
Yep. So that one's on the schedule.
I think that takes
on a date to be determined.
Yeah. So I think we should just have like in the pool be like two goods are have priority, then one good one maybe, two maybes.
Well, I reckon
maybe
it's
one
just
bad.
two goods.
It's out.
You got to have two goods to get on the schedule.
Oh, really?
We've got a pretty packed schedule.
But what if one person is like, no, trust me, I've heard the whole album. You've just heard one song.
Then I reckon it goes over to the viewers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really down to the song you show. If you show a bad song,
true.
You're out. Right. So the band that I got told to go listen to, and specifically the album by that band, was called Crush Boyfriend Heartbreak by the Unlovables.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about this band.
I know nothing about them.
Yeah, neither. I admittedly, when I first put it on, was like, oh, this isn't for me. Like, honestly, when you gave me that book, I flicked through some albums and some of them are like real indie, like, or like folky or whatever. They don't sound pop punk to me at all, but maybe they might have been like punk inspired or, you know, I don't know, something like that. And
are they more recent ones?
This one?
No, like the ones you were talking about there that were like.
No, I mean, some of them were like around like early 2000s. And I mean, no, that's not recent, Jayson. You are old now. Remember that. But like some of them are like, they sound more like more Weezer than pop punk, sort of thing, which is fine because I'm happy to consider that under the broader umbrella, but even more so outside of what I would consider to be even under our umbrella.
I asked that question because it seems like people's conception of what pop punk is nowadays is like different from what it used to be.
No, so I think they're probably influential in the genre, but I wouldn't consider them to be pop punk. And when I first heard this, I was like, this is going to be exactly like what I'm not into. And I thought this would just be a quick, it's all good, but we can't, there's so many more to get to or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh. What? Oh.
Yeah.
You broke the scale.
I'm off the scale for this one. I really want to check it out. Yep.
How did you go from like, I'm not sure this is for me, to breaking the scale?
I'm going to show you the song. The opening track on this album.
Oh, I see what you mean. So like you listen to the album and then you get to a particular song and that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
So I'm going to show you the opening track to this album. Talk about, personally, I don't mean to sway here, but talking about premature evaluation. Nearly, guys. I'm still here. Premature evaluation. Talk about we're here to find gems.
Okay.
I had this song on repeat. Like I was like, I'm just going to quickly check it out and see.
But wait, this is the opening track. I thought you said initially this album wasn't for you, and then you got to a song that
just the intro few riffs.
Oh,
it tricked me. It tricked me.
Okay.
So the song I'm going to put on, if everyone wants to listen along, is called "I've Cried for You" from the opening track on Crush Boyfriend.
This is giving like hard emo vibes.
Well, it's I'll tell you, it's a female-led pop punk band that is I think this came out in 2005, but the songs were written a few years earlier. So reminiscent of like early 2000s pop punk, which is why I'm really keen to check it out.
Okay.
So different as well. But apparently she did this because she wrote a few songs for someone as a present or something. And they were like, you need to do this as a band. And that's why she did it. Anyway, so I'm going to show you this. Yep. And you'll understand what I mean. When you first hear it, if you've never heard it before, you might be like, oh, okay, this might sound like a different album. Anyway, I'll show you.
Listen, party.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I know, right?
That was good.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, that to me sounds like it took me straight back to being a teenager. It was so much like, I don't know, just the early 2000s pop punk that around the time that I wanted to get into it and started writing songs myself, so many local bands sounded like that. The fact that it's female-led is sick because I haven't heard many female-led pop punk bands.
And they're all females because the backing vocals are females as well. Sorry, they're not all, but obviously there's another female vocalist.
No, it's all her.
Oh,
so I checked that out. I actually thought they were a female band.
Yeah.
But it's three dudes and her as the front girl. So she does her own harmonies. But I genuinely thought the same thing. I thought there was multiple singers.
No, I'm keen for that. I would definitely do that on the podcast.
It's got like old Newfound Glory-ish energy, like No Effects drive to it as well and stuff. It's just really cool. But anyone who's listened to that I've Cried for You song will get, at the start it just sounded like it'd be a kind of like folky kind of like shuffly,
indie rock type song.
Indie rock stuff. Exactly. Yeah. I was like, this might not be for me. But I flipped through and I was like, this might be good. It's a bit Ramones-ish in bits too. Yeah. So I'm keen. So that's two. I need to hear. Yeah. Oh, I don't see there's much surprise here. There we go. There. Cool.
Cool. All right. So we've just found 2 more songs for the schedule.
2 albums that we're both into. So yeah.
Not songs, rather. Albums for the schedule.
Yeah. But not like maybes or whatever. That's sick.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into some comments left. By the way, I forgot to give out the Popeth Punk winner last week.
Oh, yeah.
I was a bit torn with who to give the answer to because not last week's one, but the week before, the answer was mine and it was Grand Theft Autumn by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, yeah.
And someone said Grand Theft Autumn and their name's Kat. And they said, I missed the chance to put Wherefore Out Thou Lad. Honestly, that is my favorite thing when people answer in Shakespearean. Yeah. It's my favorite thing out of all the comments we get. So that's get the shout out. And then Justin Neal on Instagram got in a little bit later. So technically he didn't win. So I'll say runner-up prize goes to.
Okay.
But I have to give a special shout out to him because he said, the great larceny of autumn, where dwelleth thy lad. So I'm like, okay, creativity, you get an extra shout out for that.
People are buying in. This is good.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
We actually got a comment on one of the Popeth Punks as well recently. It said, damn, this helps me understand Shakespeare better. I was like, I'm so glad we can be of assistance. Just 2 idiots trying to talk about pop punk and Shakespeare.
There'll be some year 12 English class where they can bring in one of these as their like
dissection. Yeah. Just dissection. And you're just in the skull reading it out. That's funny, man. But of last week's one, I didn't expect, sorry for underestimating the intelligence of our audience, but I did not expect people to get the one that you did, which the answer was
Don't Leave Me.
Don't Leave Me by Blink-182. That was the tricky one, and it was not a common single, and I don't know, I just feel like in the massive pop punk catalog, it was tricky.
Yeah.
I figured that maybe not to critique your Popeth Punk, but I think what would have made it a little bit easier would be if you went by like a she said, like I said, start being fun, bring me down. Like she said, like lots of she said's. That would make me go, oh, what's a song that has she said's in it? But
I thought it still incorporated that to some extent.
Yes, but like if it had it enough, I think that would make it easier. But in saying that, I don't think it was bad because someone got it. So it wasn't like the
that's good.
The fat lip fiasco where nobody got it, and we had to. Even Greg had to talk to you about that. That was a rough day. The answer was, correct answer was given first and only by Axel. I don't know how to pronounce the username. Axel Elcom. I don't know.
That'll do it.
He said, don't leave me. Blink-182 question mark. Like, well done, fine sir. You got it correct. So
there's only one person. I guess once one person's got the answer and no one's going to.
Yeah. What about all the people who just get it and smugly scroll on? I'm going to tell you. I've got it. I'm proud of myself now.
Keep it to myself.
By the way, do you remember from a couple of videos ago? Actually, last season, we were getting comments by a guy that I refused to say his name, but he was the pinnacle arguer of like Jimmy World and not pop.
That's right. Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything from him in ages. His name's Videos for Winter. That's the thing. I haven't heard about him in ages. And when we put up a video of us, the first Futures one, when we're talking about it, he went, "Oh boy, here we go again." Or
Did
something.
He really?
He's out of the woodworks. So Videos for Winter is back.
So he's watching all these videos.
Yeah. He's just waiting from the shadows to strike. Great. He said on a video though, I prefer Clarity and Bleed American a bit over Futures. Chase This Light is also great. After that, the albums become less consistently good, but there's always still a few highlights per album. Jimmy World still isn't pop punk though. And I said, man, I love you. I just love this dude. Oh man. So
so he's obviously a massive Jimmy Eat World fan.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. So I for clarity, we don't think Jimmy Eat World are there you go. Yeah,
we don't think they're pop punk.
Oh, we don't think they're pop punk.
But they fit within the broader universe. Though.
Yeah, we'd love to include them in our podcast. That's for sure. So I will say it's gonna be really hard to get through comments. Maybe I'll save them for next week. But we had a post blow up through the week. It was like more comments than we've ever received. Where I put the question out to everybody: what's the album that you'll die on the hill for? Is better than the band's most well known or liked album that you will die on the hill for? Is their best album, like a lesser known album? Man, we had so many people commenting and so many answers that weren't pop punk at all, like Tool albums, like I don't know, Muse albums, U2, there were so many. But did you see it was pretty overwhelmingly like one of the most popular answers was that, which therefore makes them wrong, you know? But people saying Insomniac by Green Day was the better Green Day album. Yeah, but we'll go through that on another episode because I think we're running a little bit late with this one.
Okay.
One other comment I did want to get to, Ethan, second one. There you go. Good. He's a second account. What happened to the first one? Did you get banned? He left a comment on YouTube and said, "You guys gotta do the story so far. Super great band. Love listening to the pod at work. Keep it up."
Oh,
Man, how good is it to
what
think
legend.
that? What's he doing right now at work? Get back to work. This is your boss speaking.
He drives heavy machinery.
Oh, yep. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he might have been stacking shelves of some sort because that's what you did. And it just reminded me that back in the day, you used to do that at work.
Yeah,
I don't know why my brain made those two connections. I don't know what it is. It
That's random.
might be a surgeon. And we said, you need a minimum of a doctorate to listen to this podcast. He's like, please. No, but that's sick. Genuinely, the thought that you're listening to us at work, any of you, it makes me think, like, I wonder what you guys are, like, what people are doing when they listen to the show. Maybe we could say that. Let us know. DM us on
That's
Instagram.
true. Yeah.
Let us know how you listen to the show because I want to know where you are in the world and how you listen to it.
Do you think there's anyone that listens to it like in a bath with candles?
Other than me? Listening back to the episodes?
All right, hit me, Greg.
He finds a new song from a brand new record and tries to give it his best.
What I did last week made me laugh so much. I'm my biggest fan.
It's premature evaluation with Sam.
Okay.
I'm mature this week.
Yeah. Well, I'm premature.
Oh, okay. What have you got for us?
So, do you know the band Piebald?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
No, you know what? They were one of the bands in this that got recommended.
Okay.
And I had never heard of them till that book.
Well, there you go.
I had to flip through.
Right. I had never heard of them before.
Right.
They've got a new album coming out in June called Tales for the Rages.
Okay.
Definite pop energy.
All right.
So there's one song that they've released so far. So I haven't listened to the whole album. I've listened to the song that they've released and there's an album coming.
From what I heard, I think I listened to a few of them, so I might be crossing bands over and getting wires crossed here, but I think they were like emo rock kind of vibe, like with the pop punkness. It wasn't just like full pop punk.
Exactly. And it's like I said, it's got pop energy, but it's not as like unhinged as pop.
All right.
Not pop.
Yeah.
Not as unhinged as pop, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's got like
Why didn't we say last week, welcome to the Pop Punk Book Club? We missed that.
Fuck, we did too.
Yeah.
Let's just reshoot it.
Yeah,
Let's do more stuff again.
Delete it all. Yeah, please. Give me an opportunity to talk about that album again. I loved it.
But it's got like a lot of like gang vocals in the chorus.
All
and there's just something about the way it moves. It's got a real pop feel to it.
What do you
so
feel?
the song's called Still on the Couch.
Yeah.
It's definitely in great range. And I'd be keen to check this album out when it comes out.
For sure.
I recommend it to all the good listeners.
We're going to have to double up or triple up episodes per week to get through all these albums. So many good ones to listen to.
We're just going to have to do like 40 seasons of this show.
Just keep replacing
We're going
it.
to become the Simpsons of pop punk.
Everyone wishes it
music
cancelled
podcast.
after the first few seasons, to be honest. We just both die, just keep getting replaced people in until they die. Just so
Someone impersonating our voice. You know what? We forgot to draw albums for
we did, yeah.
next week. Let's
so
do that
professional.
now. Oh, no. Well, it's a new segment. We're all getting used to things. Everyone needs to just bear with us a little bit.
So many
Now,
segments.
last week, I'd knocked down half the items on the bookshelf. So let's see if I can do it properly. There we
Good
go.
job. You're getting better.
All right. So, again, what we'll do is
Random flip through.
Yep.
You pick for me.
I'll pick for you. You pick for me. We listen to it during the week. We report back.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to just flick through and you tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've got two options. I'm going to choose one. So the first one is an album called Fight With Your Fists by a band called Kid Liberty.
Okay. I haven't heard of them.
And the other one is an album called Keep This to Yourself by Transit.
I haven't heard either of them. What are the years of the album? Do you have that?
They're both 2010.
All right. Okay.
Yep. So I am going to go with...
So you're judging an album by its cover here because you don't know the bands?
Quite literally. I'm going to go with Keep This to Yourself by Transit.
Okay. Keep This to Yourself by Transit. I can do that.
What subgenre of pop punk do you think that is based on the cover? It's this one over here, this orangey one.
I don't know.
I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit like At the Drive-In-ish.
Okay.
Just for fun.
I would never have gotten that from that.
All right. You pick one for me.
All right. Let's go. So tell us when to stop. Oh, but you're going to say stop straight away. So that's why I nearly broke my shoulder doing that. Ready? So this book smells good.
You've said that last week.
It does, yeah.
Stop.
Okay. All right. 2 albums here. We have first album is I Couldn't Be Weaker by Rarity, April 15th, 2016 on Rise Records. Rise is a bit heavier, isn't it? We should talk about the label that it's on. Maybe that would provide some assistance. And Just Give Up by Thief Club from April 19th, 2016. So they were released pretty quick, like next to each other.
It must be chronologically because the two, chronological rather, like the book.
Yeah, right.
The two I had were 2010.
Yeah, right. Okay. And that's released on We Are Triumphant. You know what?
I have not heard of either of these.
Okay.
Did you say, what's the second one called?
Just Give Up by Thief Club.
Thief Club.
Yeah. I'm going to go with I Couldn't Be Weaker by Rarity, only because I think that album might be more suited to you.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, you might have judged it off the the album art. I judge it
Yep.
off the fact that the first album has 10 songs and the other one has 16. So
Yeah, you picked right.
yeah. Okay, correct.
On those 10 songs, like each of them are 8 or 9 minutes. Okay, this week's album.
Yeah. Oh, on that note, I forgot to say there was a
Oh.
comment left by someone on the Boxcar episode that was like, "It's back," meaning the show. Finally, I know what pop punk album to listen to again. It's like
Oh.
pretty cool to think if they weren't taking the piss. It's just been like
Anyway.
Yep.
HOSS Lagwagon.
Hosophagus by Lagwagon. We loved that movie back in the day. Master of Disguise.
Yeah, why?
I know. That's that movie. I watched that a little while ago. I think it was going to be so funny.
Yeah.
It was.
It's like a guy doing like an Al Pacino like rip-off accent.
of
Yeah.
Scarface.
Yeah.
And he says that he can't have olives because they get caught in his esophagus. Anyway, Hoss by Lagwagon. We're here.
I would have a guess how you found out about Lagwagon.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you heard them first on a Tony Hawk's soundtrack.
Of course, yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Cool. I knew that.
May
It all comes back to Tony Hawk.
17th. Is that what the song's called? It's a date. I can't remember the number.
Yeah, okay. Which album's that on?
Let's talk about feelings.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the album that I know more.
Yeah,
But that's
same.
that's the album of Lagwagon.
Same.
I know.
I have a funny
the
story
most.
about that album, but I can't say it till the end of the episode, and you'll see why.
Okay.
I know I said it wrong one time on the podcast, and people got at me for it, so I want to get it right. May
Yeah.
16th. I thought that. I thought it was 16, but I thought that was the wrong answer, so I went one up because last time I might have said May 15th or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I first heard Lagwagon on one of the Atticus Drag in the Lake CDs.
Oh, right.
It was E Dagger, which didn't come out till like 2003.
Right.
Yeah, that's the first time
That's
I
a
heard
song?
them.
Right. Okay. Because is that
No, it's off Blaze. I think it's the album.
right? I don't think I've heard much else other than Let's Talk About Feelings.
Okay.
I think I had only heard that album really.
Oh, really?
The whole way
Okay.
through. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why, when organizing the schedule, did you choose Hoss over Let's Talk About Feelings?
I think because Lagwagon were coming to Newcastle and
Oh,
they were
right,
playing
yeah.
Hoss. And we were
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
let's put that on the schedule and we'll aim
Yeah.
to go to that show and we'll try and
Yeah.
meet them and we'll get an interview for the podcast. And,
Yeah. And then sold out.
And didn't.
But it sold out so quickly that we
It did.
just like, I don't know, as you said, last time we talked about it, they needed a bigger venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, I saw a video of the show online. It
Oh, yeah.
actually looks like a pretty decent size, the venue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really interesting with this album that says that the producer, Brian Green, has worked with a diverse range of artists, including Jay-Z, Megadeth, Alice Cooper, and Usher. He's
Yeah.
also worked extensively with punk bands, including NoFX, Pulley, and No Use for a Name. And I'm like, that's a wild
I know.
rap sheet or whatever.
I think he like worked with Fat Records
Oh,
for
right.
quite
Okay.
a while.
Yeah.
And so that's why he got like the punk, like why he's worked on so many punk albums.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those other artists,
Hmm.
like it's crazy, isn't it? And it's interesting. I could see him doing like those like hip hop R&B type artists and then doing like more mainstream rock and there being crossover, but to
Yeah.
like choose punk as another
Did he
genre
maybe
that he's going to specialize in.
start in pop punk and then work his way across to it?
Yeah, maybe.
From running my studio, I know you can get like pigeonholed pretty quickly. Like I was in a pop punk band. I liked metal, but for some reason I got known as a metal producer for a while.
Yep.
Like because I recorded a couple of metal bands and they were doing well just because of the fact that they were well known and had a good audience. They were like, "Oh, where'd you record?" And a bunch of metal bands wanted to record with me, and I got known as a metal producer,
Yeah,
which is real
right.
weird because I wasn't.
You're a big metal fan though.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I would have just assumed, like if I had chosen, I would have chosen like pop punk or pop rock as
Yeah,
a
sure.
producer. I like doing that stuff.
So it's interesting that for both of us, Let's Talk About Feelings was the album that we kind of knew the most.
Yeah.
I've found this week listening to Lagwagon, I don't want to say too much before we start
Yeah.
delving into the songs, but like I feel like they're a band where I'm always like, yeah, Lagwagon are great. And then I listen to them, I'm like, I kind of forget just how good they are.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like I kind of like don't go back to them often enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want to say much about it either. And maybe this is the shortest album discussion
Okay.
intro ever because all of my notes are throughout the songs.
Yeah.
But this album, if we had recorded this episode yesterday, maybe, I think I would have had a totally different rating for the
Yeah, right.
album. It took quite a bit to, it grew on me more and more with each listen.
Yep.
But it didn't hit for me at first. I will say that.
That's interesting.
I'm not going to say where I ended up because I'm not going to, it's not, you know, this sounds like I'm setting up that I've like, and I've got a new number one. But like, still, you're right about not knowing how damn great they are.
Yeah. I started doing the album. I started putting the document together on the train. I had to go to Sydney for work during the week.
Oh, yeah.
And I was on the train and I was running a little bit late, as is I'm wont to do. And
Huh?
and the car park at the train station was like packed. And so I had to park like around the corner and then run to get the train. I was like sprinting to get the train.
Wow.
and including up the hill to the train station, then up the steps and everything like that. So by the time I got on the train, I was like feeling a bit lightheaded and like realized I was like more out of shape than I thought I was. And so I was like sitting down and I was like, just started feeling like a bit of a headache, like I'm going to pass out. And then started trying to like do this album. And I chose not to listen to it. I was just like, look, I'm just going to like put the lyrics into the document. And so my introduction to it was like through just like purely the lyrics. And they're a bit jarring. I'm sure we'll get to that when we start.
They're quite emo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And quite almost like they're fairly like oblique in terms of what they're about.
Yeah,
Don't you think? Yeah. Like some of the songs you can, I can tell he's writing about this. And at other points I'm like, there's a vagueness in the lyrics.
I feel like the majority of it is quite vague. And then some songs are just bluntly lyrical. Literate lyrics. And they come back to being vague again. It's like, I wonder if he's using it as like a protection mechanism to not like to deliberately hide behind kind of.
Yeah, sure.
A haze of like ambiguity, or if it's some songs he just feels like he has to be blunt.
Yeah. So that was my like,
nearly
that was how I was getting into the album. I was like, this is going to be rough this week. Like, I'm not sure I can get into
You got
this.
such long legs. Like, that was 4 steps I had to take to the train. I'm tired. Usually it's only 2.
The emo thing's interesting because when I was listening to this album this week, I think it's like very much like that skate punk type music. But you can see...
Someone said that, by the way, on a comment. They said, when you were saying about liking older punk stuff, it's like skate punk is the word you're looking for. Look, you like skate punk.
Yeah, okay.
I read back, genre nerd alert.
Yeah. Well, I think you'll find if you carry the 4 and you square root divide by the, you'll find that that's skate punk.
And then I'm like, but thank you. That just take the piss and they'd be like, thanks.
But there's definitely an emo, like,
it was bubbling at the surface, the genre.
Yeah.
It was ready to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I can definitely hear that on this album.
Yeah.
I didn't know where this album sat. I actually, for some reason, thought this album came after Let's Talk About Feelings. And I have nothing to base that on. I just assumed. Maybe because in my dumb brain, I was like, I'm hearing it after the other album, so it must be after.
Yeah, sure.
So I was like, why do they go down this path? And then I realized it was before. I'm like, oh, this is like their Dude Ranch in a way.
Yeah.
And I said
Dude
it
Ranch
because
it
it's
is.
got Hoss on the cover. I guess that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I guess
Dude
so.
Ranch. That's simple.
All right. Kids don't like to share. What do you got?
I gave this one a great.
So did I.
All right, okay. So we're both in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wondered if you might have given this something higher.
Really?
It feels like you assume a lot of times that the first track is going to be a crown on albums like this.
Yeah.
That they're going to put a crown forward.
Yeah.
As the first one.
Because sometimes you think as well, when you don't love the first song, you're kind of like, oh, is this...
Am I not going to like the album?
Because you think you're going to put like, not necessarily your best song forward, but you're definitely going to put...
Like a banging opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This song's a little bit, I think, challenging for an intro song. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't immediately grab you.
No, I actually think I don't like I like the idea of like a bass intro on an album like this. There's a lot of bass forward stuff on this album, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
By the way, isn't one of the guitarists from Lagwagon like really tall? Talk about height. I think he's like 6'10" or 6'8" or something like that. He's massive. Yeah,
Right.
you see them on stage. He's huge. I think they're kind of known for that.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Yeah, I have to look that up. I said it's strange to open so flat sounding because the bass is really hard to hear unless you have like headphones on or like a good speaker system. Maybe it's just frequency wise, it's really rumbly. You can't really make out what it's doing.
Yeah.
First chord sounds like Other Side by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It does a little bit. You're right, yeah.
Anyway, I don't love that, and I think that immediately pulls some of the energy out. But I can see that it's a cool. I guess I could see the intention there.
I liked it because it then does it kind of explode into the...
Yeah.
It doesn't go through like a slow build or anything like that.
No, yeah, that's cool. But then maybe if it was just shorter, it did like a one little riff and then straight in, it'd kind of get the energy up more.
Totally.
It sat in it for so long, I'm like, where's this going?
There's so much no effects on this album.
Yeah.
I definitely got no effects vibes from this song.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got so many notes where I say about that.
It makes sense because it's obviously... I think the bands obviously know each other and they're on Fat Records, but you can hear so much no effects.
The guitarist, Chris Flippin, is 6'10".
6'10"?
Mm-hmm. That's so tall.
That is tall.
I think you're really tall and you are not close to that.
No. There you go.
But it does crack in after that, the bass intro. And I think that's what, then I'm just like, oh, this is a great opener. But there was nothing in it that made me go, crowns here, you know?
No, because it doesn't really have like a clear like vocal hook or like really memorable chorus or anything like that. But
no.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I think it's a great song though.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting choice.
Yeah.
But I guess for a band like this, maybe they deliberately don't want to go with like a poppier song to start the album. You know
they
what I mean?
weren't thinking about it in that way of like, how do we make a commercial successful? Like, how do we do a banging opener for like a punk, like pop?
Yeah.
I don't know. People, even when we had Steve here, I think he said Lagwagon were like more pop punk or something like that. And I've always thought of it like that. But in that era, they probably were considered more of the popper punk band, if you know what I mean. They're more pop punky.
I was going to say maybe up the punk bands, they were just a bit poppier.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
because it was before pop punk was really like its own sort
and
of
then it
thing.
became what it became, and then it got even more pop punk to the point where even talking to Kate, like when we first started dating, she was talking about like pop punk bands, and she mentioned a few. I was like, they're like pop radio bands. Like they're so pop punk. So they're not pop punk. They're so pop that they're not. I wouldn't consider them to be pop punk, but that's where it kind of got to at certain points too. It just kept going.
Yeah. Also interesting to start with a song on this theme.
Yeah.
Like the lyrics are really like they're difficult to decipher, but they're also like quite heavy into like thematically, like for the first song on the album.
It's weird because I think for me personally, I got so caught up in the energy of this whole album that I didn't really pay the lyrics much attention.
Yeah.
And I think and because I hadn't, I was like, I'm going to try to. And because to be honest, the first few listens through of this album, I was like, nothing's really grabbing me on this album.
Right.
And I had to look to the lyrics to be like, maybe I'm missing the intent or through the theme or whatever. And I was like, I can't really connect to this either because they were so vague. I was like, maybe that's good because then everyone can kind of put their story into that mold, like because it fits everybody.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I kind of want to hear what he has to say, and I just wasn't connecting with that. But then I started really connecting with the energy behind it. And I was like, I just like man, I'm a sucker for D beats. Like it's just as soon as it comes in,
and it's like full of D beats,
loud rock and riff. I also love this guy's voice. I've always loved Lagwagon's voice. So the vocals, sorry. But so that kind of got me into it, I guess. But I didn't really pay much attention to the lyrics.
Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting the lyrics to be as kind of like deep, I guess, for this sort of band.
Yeah, and they're quite bitter as well. Like they got that anger toward.
Yeah.
It's like I'm letting my anger and frustrations out through my lyrics.
Yeah.
Less more like, a love song, for example.
But the first song, it's got like, there's religious references.
Yeah, there's a lot of religious references.
Yeah.
This is very, He says that now you're searching for that new Messiah. And then he goes into so much deeper into that metaphor of a comparison between Jesus and the people that they're looking for, I guess. But there's another one too where he's like, just because I don't go to your church doesn't mean,
That's right.
Yeah, there's a lot of religious parallels there, I guess, or discussion, yeah. Alrighty. So, Violins, what'd you give this one?
Flood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesim.
Yeah.
That's sick. I gave this one a crown.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like teetering, and then I was like, no, I think this is a flame.
What makes it a flame for you?
It reminds me of every reason why I love this style of punk. And that chord progression at the start is so Dude Ranch.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little bit Cheshire Cat as well. It's that kind of period. I was like, it just grabbed me initially. And then it's just a great 4-chord song. It's super melodic.
Yes. Gives me Pulley vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That didn't jump out at me, but I can hear that.
I don't think you've listened to much Pulley. I got that album recommended to me by Morgan Evans, the country singer now. He's really big.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to our school and he worked at Sanity. And when I went there, I was like, I'm looking for a pop punk album. He's like, oh, listen to Pulley.
Yeah.
And he told me to buy Matters.
Yeah. And, that opening song is so good.
Yeah, on Matters?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so, I think I said it on that episode. What's that? Why am I forgetting what it's called? 13 Stitches by NoFX. It's like going to a show, going to a festival, going to fights. It's that kind of theme. It's cool. I agree. This song has so much energy to it. It just picks it straight up. It wouldn't work as an opener, but it's definitely better than the opener.
Oh, it is for sure. Yeah, it's kind of nice that they didn't put this right at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it kind of takes you by surprise a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to NoFX, it sounds like NoFX in the vocals in this song, I think.
There's so many times it sounds like NoFX.
Ribbed NoFX. Like that era. Yeah.
Those verses, like the 4-chord palm muted guitar in the verses, so good.
Yeah.
Loved it. And the outro with like the D beats and singing violins.
Yeah. It's there's so many times in this album in general where they just will have a section that you just do not expect.
Yes.
Like where those go into a fast D beat section or a slow down thing or a change or whatever. And because of that, I have a note here that I feel like I can hear them finding their later sound in this song.
Okay.
You can just hear it kind of touching through because you can hear, let's talk about feelings, like a lot of what they ended up leaning into. You can hear in this song in particular. I do. The line that stuck out to me, talking about lyrics that I loved, was the butt of a sick joke into this ashtray life. I was like, what a weird but cool metaphor. Like not weird in a negative way, just like a peculiar, like a strange way of explaining that. But I'm like, it just immediately paints a picture of like cigarettes and bars and partying, but like that's what your life feels like as you're just getting like suppressed like a cigarette. And I'm like, that's really cool of a way to put that.
Yeah. Even like this is like their like a breakup song, I guess.
Yeah.
But the lyrics are way deeper than like, well, not necessarily deeper, but just like way more. Maybe poetic is the word I'm looking for.
The way I'm kind of seeing it is, and I don't think I haven't refined the thought enough to make sure this is a coherent thought before I say it, but here we go. More expansive. Like it's a wider range than just what you expect a pop punk band to deliver. Like
That's a good point.
It's I won't say it's like, it probably is deeper in that as well, but it just covers just more power than you expect to come out of lyrics. Yeah. It's like a light in my mind that's shining and lighting up a wider area than a narrow area. But yeah, it's to me, this is is this a single? Admittedly, I didn't even look at the singles at the start.
I don't think it is.
Feels like it should be. Oh, they only had Razorburn as a single.
Yeah. And even that, I'm not 100% sure. It got radio play. Whether it was actually released as a single, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, this is good. This is a live song for sure. This will go off live. Yeah.
And this is like a playlist song for sure. As soon as I heard it, I was like,
yeah. But the fact that it hit a flame for you, like, and you hadn't heard this album before, that's a gem. You found a gem.
I think I'd heard it, but just wasn't like.
Oh, it's not a gem. I take the gem back then.
Okay, name dropping.
I gave this one a crown as well.
Oh, crown.
Yeah.
Okay, I said great for this one.
Yeah. Admittedly, I had this at great at first because I don't love the cross vocals in the first verse. The way that it's just too, I don't know, not predictable, but it just feels too expected. There's nothing. It feels a little bit like painting by numbers, like just dot to dot drawings. It's very kind of like guided. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Yeah.
But the chorus is just banging to me. It's not like a sing-alongable chorus in the sense that it becomes like a hit, but it's just like is a chorus that nails it for everything it's trying to be.
And a D-beat chorus it's always in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, well, I said it's such a circle pit song. It just feels like as soon as they play it, the pit would open.
Yeah.
So I mean, the verses I think are great, but I think the chorus elevates it for me, and I think it's where I'm like, okay, this is a crown song.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I said chorus is great with the D-beats and the you slip and fall, but then I just don't think it quite gets to banger level for me.
Yeah, and when they do that Lagwagon, is that what that's
the chorus?
Yeah, no. The next, probably like 5 or 6 chords into the chorus where they switch to that strange chord and he lifts with the vocals. It's like so Lagwagon. That's the sound to me of like you have the pop sound from Morbid stuff.
Yep.
That to me is like, oh, that's so Lagwagon.
Yeah, cool.
I think that's what made me go, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, sure.
Like I'm looking for that stuff to grab onto.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting because as I said, when I first listened to this album, I was like, there's nothing. Even these songs were on and done, and I was like,
I'm surprised they didn't. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think because it's just, we've done futures into Morbid stuff into this, which is like dynamically, this is more like kind of squashed. It's kind of just up and it's just there. And I think I'm relying on looking back on a lot of the dynamic shifts between. I'm looking for them because that's what is making me grab my attention. But then again, I also realized that the times that I was listening to this album was when I was like vacuuming my car or like washing my car.
With a vacuum on?
I had noise cancelling headphones on. I could still hear it, but it was like while I was doing other jobs and I wasn't really giving it my full attention. I typically do that just to get familiar with an album, have it on while I'm driving, etc.
Yeah,
but then
driving is a little bit different than like. Oh, I got the high pressure hose out. Put Lagwagon on.
100% would do that.
I mowed the lawn while I was listening to the album.
Yeah, I'd do that for sure. I would 100% do that because it's like just putting it on and just listening to it and enjoying it. But then I will obviously sit down with it a couple times and go through it, like actively listening to it.
Having said that, I chose to digest the album by looking at the lyrics first before.
While seeing stars anyway.
Yeah.
It's passing out. Alrighty, so Bombs Away, would you give this one?
Crown, baby.
Did you? We swapped. I went back to great.
Oh, really?
So we've flipped on the last 2 songs.
So at the moment, I'm liking the poppier, big melodic songs. Mm-hmm. You're a little bit into the
D-beat energy. That's what I'm
liking.
The
D-beat energy, yeah.
Because admittedly, it's weird. It's like, I love the vocalist anyway. But the energy is getting me like interested. And then the vocalist is like sealing it off for me.
I'm just surprised. They're such bangers. Like they're so catchy. I'm just surprised you're not.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I think, I mean, what do you mean? I'm rating them crowns and greats.
I guess so.
You might be caught up on my previous thought of saying that they didn't hit for me at first.
Yeah, maybe.
This album does sound a lot like their Dude Ranch. And Dude Ranch to me is like, if you are used to Anima, going back to Dude Ranch can be a little bit of not a shock, but it can be just different.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I was like, the production is just a little bit not as bright, not as polished. And I don't know what I was expecting, but all I had heard from Lagwagon to compare it to was Let's Talk About Feelings. Kind of like when I listened to Unraveling Apart the Band, then went back to Morbid stuff. It was that kind of jump at first where I'm like, But after sitting with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This has such NoFX verses, by the way. This sounds like it could be NoFX.
Yeah.
Vocally, it sounds like Fat Mike.
Yes. Yeah. I've said the melody is so NoFX.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a particular part where he sings "You'll Never Be Forgotten" in the verse, and there's like the way the melody moves. It's
100%.
I love that Bombs Away bit at the end as well, where it cuts back to like the halftime section.
They do a really good end section or like a bridge to end section
Yeah.
around that time. Like that's
For
where
sure.
I'm like, they just know the song needs to switch a bit, and then they
Yeah.
do something new, and it pretty much hits every time.
Yeah.
I did say though that with this song sounds like it's 10 years ahead of its time, considering where pop punk went. This sounds like it's more modern. I mean, I don't mean modern relative to today. I mean, like, as I said, probably more like 8 years, because this came out in what, 95? Yeah, so it's probably like, it sounds like 2003-ish pop punk. Like that's pretty like visionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times throughout the album where like, and it's not necessarily where they're doing the D beats, but where they're doing certain other rhythms from like, I've heard other bands do that subsequently.
Yeah.
Well, you can kind of tell how influential they've been.
It's kind of crazy to think about writing music and just doing what you think. And you might be thinking you're pulling from other bands, but you're actually creating something that other bands are going to pull from. And you get known as that's your sound that everyone tries to emulate or imitate in some kind of way. But yeah, I think I have two notes, or I have this note on two songs across the album of this is ahead of its time, I think. And this definitely sounds like it could be more modern than it really is. Some of those albums where you just go, this is what, in the 90s? Like mid-90s this album came out? Man, brain's not on full capacity today, I'll tell you that much.
Just going back to Violins, I realized I get serious Linoleum vibes from that song.
Yep, absolutely, yep.
Which might be another reason why I was like, this hits like a flame.
Oh man, it's funny that, because I actually thought to myself, is the reason I like this so much because it sounds like a linoleum. I thought that tonight, but I just didn't write it down.
Yeah, I was just sitting here going, why have I given that a flame? And I was like,
yep, linoleum vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So Move the Car, what have you got?
I gave this a good.
Okay. I said great.
Okay.
A little bit Scar vibe at the start, like with that bass bit.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, I was like, where are we going with this?
I found that a little gimmicky after a while. It felt like to let you know that the washing machine's done or something. It's just like that kind of chime. Da-da-da-da-da, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like it's a thing they really stuck into. And they do that a couple times on this album where they have an idea and they really sit into it for a long time. And they just find it after a while, you're like, okay, I get it, sort of thing.
Well, I got a bit nervous from the Scar perspective, but it's only for like, there's like a couple of bars and then it changes. It's like, okay, no, it's not. We're not going there.
Settle down,
Thank God.
Settle down. It's funny. I said it picks up at the bridge, but I don't think it's enough to take it higher than a good.
Yeah, okay.
Even though the bridge picks it up, I just feel like this has significantly less going for it than the previous songs.
That's fair. I mean, for me, I said like the verses are just a little bit dull, but the chorus lifts it a bit. But I mean, so it pushes it into a great range. But
I bet it's fun. I bet that da-da-da-da-da is fun to play and jam as a band, and that's probably why it feels satisfying. But like as a listener, I didn't love it.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of the song is built on that.
One thing I love about this band is the number of times that the guitarist does like octave runs in like the bridge or like the outro sections. I identify with that as someone who like I based a lot of my guitar work around octave runs in the major scale.
That's right. We used to love octave runs in the back in the day.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's a really good example of it in this song. I love it.
Do you wish though, maybe this is a question we could ask ourselves for like, that could be a draft. The 5 albums you take back to your teenage self. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And be like, what would you give yourself if you had a time portal?
That's a really good one.
You were a Dude Ranch fiend. I reckon you would have, if you really got into this album, be like, hi, Sam, it's me, the 40-year-old you. Yeah. We look exactly the same. But listen to Hoss by Lagwagon and your past self would just be like, Hosophagus. I forgot about it. That's it.
Add that to the draft. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we should do
5
that.
albums. Maybe we should
I don't know that. I was just saying, I don't know that it needs to be a draft. Yeah.
It's like, I would have given you a better album, but Sam took it from me in a draft in the future. Don't worry.
We need to chat out the like the band draft that we're talking about. We have to draft a band member.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draft the perfect band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there are certain rules. Like I think one band, you can only have one
like a starting 5 for a
band.
basketball team. Like you got to have the position filled by one member per band. Yeah. So you can have the drummer and the guitarist from the same band.
Exactly. And you've got to have like a drummer, bass player. I think it should be a 4-piece, even though there are some 3 pieces. It should be a 4-piece.
Yeah.
So 2 guitarists and one of them has to be a lead vocalist.
And then we have to like road test it, like against things.
Yeah.
Chance cards. What life throws at you.
What was the one you came up with?
Oh, the guitarist accidentally just go back 3 spaces. Is that cancel folder?
Your band's cancelled.
I made that joke off camera.
There could be ways of doing it in a way that wouldn't get us cancelled. Maybe like one of them gets a drug addiction and has to drop out of the band or something like that. But just not as funny.
Yeah, and kind of very tragic and sad.
Yeah. Anyway, did we finish that song?
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Sleep.
I said good for this one.
Okay, I said great for this one.
Did you?
We are just flipping back and forth.
We are,
Real interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
You expect the flipping, or you didn't expect my rating for this song?
I thought I might just be slightly under you this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like that. Maybe it's because I came into it thinking that, like, admittedly, I've had a lot on my plate this week. Like, I've in the last push for my book launch, and I'm and I got distracted with the Unlovables. Like the first couple of days, I was just listening to that. I was like,
that's funny. I didn't put Teenage Bottle Rocket on until today.
Oh, really? That's really crazy. I was like, I want to check this band out, just see what it is.
Yeah.
And I heard it at work, and I was like, oh, I love it. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's just it's different, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
speaking of different, or not different.
Okay.
Depending on how you look at it. I was trying to segue, it didn't work. How Nirvana is this intro? Like in terms of the melody, and then also there's a particular chord they go to where it's like, that is so Nirvana.
But there's a song later that I have a Nirvana note for.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of little like subtle grunge influences throughout this album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, all I took away from the lyrics, I'm like, it's so literal, these lyrics.
This is one about,
hi, it's me, I'm bored again, all is well, I'm not insane, I've been drunk for 7 days, everything is fine. Fine. It's so like, again, like diary, like.
Compared to some of the other songs that are so much more elliptical. Like this is,
And then I ate some bread and cheese, gained some weight to keep me warm, everything's okay. It's so literal.
And then when I get home, the band will have sold its first like #1 record, we'll have kids. Like it's just,
Yeah, it's so strange. I say it's got a great vibe in the verses. It reminds me a lot of The Offspring in the verses. It has like an Offspring-like vocal sound and
so that's the part that I think of Nirvana.
rockin' chords.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Maybe
Yeah.
The Offspring influenced by Nirvana. We can tie it together that way.
We did talk about the crossover on the Smash album.
Yeah, that's right. I've just blocked that from my memory because apparently I hate that album. That's
Don't
what
do
people
that.
say.
Don't do that.
What?
People are watching.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why, because everybody got so mad at me about it. I was like, I must hate the album. Everyone's gaslit me into thinking I hate that album. Okay, I guess I do. I said, part of me loves the change into the chorus, but because I love the vibe of the verses so much, I'm also a bit sad to see it go, like in the choruses. It's a peculiar thing. I was like, oh, cool change. I was like, but at the same time, I really loved the vibe of the verses. I'd love to hear it be built upon rather than diverted from in the chorus vibe.
Yeah, I can see that. I thought it was interesting how they've got, it seems to have like, there's like the first like act of the song and then it goes into the more upbeat section and then it comes back to that intro style again at the very end.
Which I think I do like because both of them are good. But I think just when it first changed, I felt torn, and which I typically you don't feel. You're like, oh, cool.
And it's a little bit jarring as well.
Yeah.
Because of the blend of style, I think.
They do that a bit. I think that's probably a little bit more typical of the genre back then, especially where it was like, it can just be a slow section straight to D beats.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Some of these albums aren't done to click. So you can hear the drums are like just feeling it. And there's a lot of movement to it. There's actually a lot of interesting points people make about recording things to click and not, and how songs should be able to breathe. And that's why some music feels really natural, is because it actually does naturally speed up. Like the chorus will speed up 5 to 10 BPM and then come back in the verses. Yeah. Because just the energy picks up and you naturally want to go a bit faster. But if you keep it to a grid, it doesn't have that energy. So it's interesting. To click or not to click?
That is the question. Okay, sick.
I gave this one a crown.
So did I.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I'm happy about that.
How good is that chorus?
Yes, 100%. My chorus said, my note said, I love this chorus.
Yeah, that is so 90s, don't you reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, the part where he starts low and then goes up to the
yeah.
It's so good. But again, I said I kind of wish there was a bigger dynamic gap between the verses and the choruses because it would immediately make the song a banger. Imagine if it had just a bit softer verses and then smacked into that chorus. That's what they probably would have done if it was produced like 5 years later.
Yeah, right.
But I think it still like is sick, but it just took me a couple of listens for me to really appreciate this song. Especially, like, it's different when you're listening to a song and you're looking at the lyrics and you know the song title. When you just have it on and the songs are blurring into each other, it takes a lot to kind of pull your attention, which is maybe why Dynamics is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I just thought
it is a very clear banger.
Yeah. I thought it did have enough of a change though, because it goes into that halftime like style. I thought it did.
Verses are pretty loud though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have like a pre-chorus to break it apart or anything like that. Just get straight to it.
Fair enough.
I did have a note here. My first note says, probably a banger for Sam because of the intro.
Yep.
Straight away, palm muted guitar with the vocals.
I heard a little bit of Millencolin in there as well.
Yeah. I can hear Millencolin in this for sure. That's why I was thinking, one of the songs earlier, I just forgot to say, but one of the songs earlier definitely came across as a little bit Millencolin-ish, specifically Penny Bridge Pioneers album. Yeah. Some songs on that. But this is just, I don't know. At first when I heard it, I was like, it's kind of a like grimier, kind of darker sounding song. And then the way the chorus comes in, it's not poppy and like overly major key, but it's so sing-alongable and catchy. Yeah.
Which is maybe what I'm thinking 90s where like, alternative rock became more mainstream.
Yeah.
And
It definitely, I understand what you're saying now. It's like alternative rock kind of influence. It's
Yeah.
not like, within I don't want to say acceptable boundaries, because of course it's acceptable, but like with what people typically would think that pop punk would draw from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit outside of that, a cool outside influence.
And for that reason, that I think it's super attention grabbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I love this song. It's really cool that we've found a couple crowns. I
Yeah.
love doing this. It, like on albums, admittedly, last couple of albums, and then with Boxcar as well. What was the second one we did? Bark Like a Dog. Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done, this is episode 5.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so we've done Boxcar, Bark Like a Dog even, and then Futures, and then Morbid Stuff. I've heard all of those albums before. I hadn't really heard this album before.
Yeah.
I think when I heard they were coming to Newcastle, I flipped through a couple of songs, but I could not remember anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's really cool finding an album. This is what Book Club's all about, finding an album and finding
Absolutely.
little the gems along the way.
100%.
Alrighty, so Rifle.
I said great.
Did you? I give this a crown.
Did you? Yeah.
I can understand it
that.
being I can understand it being a crown. I have a note here saying this is
You mean you can understand it being great?
sorry, yes, I can understand it being
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I said this is a rare song because it's the bridge for me that makes it into a crown.
Okay.
I feel like it ties the whole song together and provides the context for the entire song. So talking about what makes it elevate, it's a great song
yeah, right.
if the bridge didn't do that. But when it does that, I feel like that makes the whole song make sense. It just,
sure.
it's not like lyrically it solves some mystery or anything like that. It just lifts the song in a way that it needs to be. So it's almost like it's a crown because you wait for that payoff, that rifle in the punk rock section.
So I thought that was the chorus. Is
What?
that the bridge?
Well, at the end where it gets loud, in the bridge section at the end where it does that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So like it's not the same thing. That they don't repeat that earlier, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought that was just like it took a while to get to the chorus rather than the bridge.
Yeah, okay. But no, that's
By the
the
way,
part
that's like the hook of the song, and I
Yeah.
agree. Like that is an absolute banger.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
But I said my first note here is, man, the drums sound incredible in this song. Like the kit itself, like the toms. Hearing that, I'm just like, man, they sound awesome. What a great drum mix. And like, I don't know, just you can tell that they've spent a lot of time getting the kit sound right. And the tom skins sound so new and they just they're tuned perfectly. It's just, such a good drum sound. You just want to hop on it and just have a little bit of a hit, you know?
It's not the sound I was expecting from Lagwagon.
Drum tone or like?
Oh, no, sorry. This style. To me, this is like such a Pennywise type song.
Yeah. Is this the one I have that note? I definitely said I can hear Pennywise in this.
There's a couple I can hear it. And it's interesting. I think this album is structured really well because it moves into this like darker, heavier section in the middle of the album. Like I think it starts with Sleep and then Sick, and then now like this song, the next song, it's like Pennywise type punk.
Yeah, it's very Pennywise.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
It's good that they did that. I think rather than like, oh, we're gonna go one popular song, one like harder song, one popular. Like we're gonna like the album moves really well.
That's a good point. I hadn't really considered that. That makes me see the album in a new kind of light because it is like it's very intentionally laid out and takes you on a bit of a journey.
Yes.
That makes me want to listen to it more because you kind of know when it moves into different sections. That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Wish more albums did that actually. Like, you know, like you said before about acts of a song. It's like acts of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I said, I found the intro, even though I gave this a crown, which this typically might be something that I would bump it down for because I just would lose a bit of interest.
Right.
I found the intro a little bit annoying after a while just because I feel like it sounds like a really cool beat that the drummers come up with. And then they're like, oh, we'll write to that. And then instead of just like hurrying up and getting to the song, they all start like slowly layering in one over the top and just dun, 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 just keep doing it over and over again. Just like that, da, 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 repeating over and over again.
Yeah,
I feel like this is where they get a little bit, they're embellishing it a little bit and like kind of getting a little bit, in my opinion, it just feels like get to the good thing.
Okay.
When it comes in where they actually start hitting the cymbals and the guitars are rocking the chords with that rhythm, it's so good. And that's where the song takes off. And I'm like, I just wish they got to that a little bit sooner. Like having a long drawn out intro where the drums do a beat for a while. Like either start with the drums and another instrument or like just get to it a bit quicker. But I just found it a bit like, I didn't like this song as much when I first heard it because I was like, great drum sound. But then I was like, where are you going? Hurry up and get there sort of thing.
It's just funny because you and I like we're quite similar in our tastes. And then other times like we could be like poles apart because my note is love the tension and build up in the intro.
Oh, tension. Okay. It goes to show that you can hear songs differently. I mean, like, there's no right or wrong way to listen to a song or what you like about it.
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, to me, this is just everything I love about that hard-hitting punk rock kind of sound, the D-beat sound, the sound that we've both said we've gone back and listened to a lot of.
Yes.
This song to me is that. And I feel like, I maybe you're right. Like I rated it as a crown, so I'm not going to change the rating, but like, because I don't think it's higher than that. It wasn't enough for me to take it down, but maybe I could view it as tension and kind of reframe my thoughts about it. But to me, I was just like, I want to get to the cool
Yeah,
loud bit.
I can understand that.
Is that tension? What I'm talking about? Because
Well, that is a type of tension.
Yeah, I'm like, hurry up, it's anticipation. I just want to get there.
Yeah.
I would not argue anyone calling this a great because I think it's a great song, but for me, I just think the last little bit kicks it off.
And I can totally see how someone would say Crown for it. It's probably just more like not my favorite style of Lagwagon. Like I still think it's a great song, but it's like some of the other songs on the album hit me a bit harder. Whereas I can totally see why you really like this song.
And I love Pennywise too, so maybe that's what's getting me there for it.
Yeah. Okay. Week.
Right. This is where I gave it a good.
Oh,
What'd you give it?
I said great. Again.
Okay. Yeah. This is where I got a bit, maybe we need another term for our Pop Punk Book Club dictionary and thesaurus. It was wrong. I was trying to say thesaurus, my tongue wouldn't because my brain's like, it's not the right word. I feel like I got to the point where I was like, is this a great or have I just been, I'm not separating the songs from the previous sounds enough. I'm just kind of all lumping them in going, that's a great one as well. I feel like this doesn't have the energy of the previous songs. And admittedly, I think I had this as a great.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, like when I first rated it. And then I actually went back and listened to, I do this sometimes at the end, and maybe other people might find this beneficial if they want to get their rating more refined. It's what I do is I check the songs off other songs. So what I do is if I'm not sure what to rate it, I'll go quickly, just cut to another song, quickly skip through it, hear a bit of verse, bit of chorus. That was a Crown. Okay, it's less than that. All right, here's a great one. Okay, it doesn't have that. It's less than that. Here, if there's another good to compare it to, it's a little bit better than that, but it's still not a great. Well, then it's a good.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like I gave this a good because I feel like it doesn't have like, I don't know, it's strange because my note here says energy. Now that's what I'm talking about. I love the energy in this song.
Yes.
So to me, immediately that's why I gave it a great. I had a note here that said, I love how this sounds, but vocally, I feel like it's missing what the other songs had that I gave greats and crowns to.
Yeah. Okay.
It loses a little bit for me based on that. And I think that's where you can get, so this is what I'm thinking we might need a new term, where the song gets you so much emotionally with the energy of the song that you're maybe letting that kind of distract you from the parts of the song that do pull it down. Then again, if that's what you like,
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Because you can like it in spite of some sections that you might not love.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I just think that the vocals in this song make it not as good as the other ones.
I think we're on a similar wavelength with this one because I loved the energy of this song.
Yeah.
And it's another one where I heard Pennywise straight away.
Yes.
And it's similar. It's interesting. You made the observation that they're kind of like, there's a little bit of blending going on from one song to the next.
Yeah.
And I think this song fits really nicely with the one above. They're kind of similar in sound to me. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, I like that.
Which might be why you kind of like, it's not standing out as much as the previous one.
Yeah, I do have, I love the outro.
Okay.
It sounds like Does This Look Infected?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. It has,
and again,
that,
more octaves in that kind of minor key, which is very...
like Mr. Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of outro.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think you made a point that vocally it wasn't as good as some of the other ones. And I think one of my notes is that it's, I think, the least melodic song on the album.
Okay.
But like the musicality for me still made it a great, even though melodically I didn't like it as much.
That's good. The music was just that good that it pulled it up for you. I can understand that. To me, the music is as good as all the other songs I gave great to, but because of the vocals not being as strong, that pulled it down a little bit.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. Rather than not adding. Alrighty. So Black Eyes, what'd you give this one?
I said great.
Yeah, I said great, but see, this is a great, like to me, compared to the song before, I think it was I wouldn't rate them the same. Yeah, that's what was my thinking.
They can be,
for me.
You can like songs for different reasons.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that you're wrong for rating. I'm saying for me personally, this is why I went back and it looks a different way.
Yeah.
Such a NoFX intro. That sounds dead set like NoFX.
You're right. It does.
Vocally and everything he's doing there.
So catchy.
Yeah, it's such a catchy song.
Yeah.
Also, that's the thing you got to be considerate of is not just rating songs great because the higher the rating equals the more catchy it is. Like that's a different thing as well.
Oh, no.
There's
again, the previous song wasn't catchy.
Like me personally, that's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
Sometimes you can get caught in that. But I don't think Rifle is particularly catchy. I think it's just a banger.
Except for that Rifle.
Yeah. But as a song zoomed out, I think it's a banger because of the song itself. Yeah. I said it's a great song with a cool ending. It could wrap up the album, I think, if they were to do that. It just feels like it's a cool little wrap up ending of the album.
I think it's just like another sick D-beat style skate punk song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a lot of more religious imagery. We haven't touched on much of the lyrics this episode on this album.
No.
Like we're not referring
This is
back
another
to
one
quite a
though
bit.
that's like, there's a vagueness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing intentional, like in terms of what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty dark
bring it up.
lyrics. They're pretty brutal in this song. His vacant soul is pale and blue, and his empty gaze, crow's feet are a vision of defeat.
Yeah.
Sick and tired of the meaningless, the irrational, he's desensitized. His every need and emotion are a cup half empty but full of euphoria. Again, like I wish we had them here to be able to be like, what is this song about?
Yes. It's interesting to compare them to like the lyrics we were talking about last week with Pup, where I felt like those were lyrics where it was either easier to empathize with like what he was talking about. Like he could kind of bring you in a little bit more. With these ones, it's like there's not enough to kind of grab hold of in terms of being able to identify what it is.
Like an anchor point where you can then interpret from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tricky because it's it seems like, it's really strange. And this is maybe an episode in and of itself with how good Pup is. I don't know why I keep looking up there when I go to say Pup. I feel like I keep thinking there's like an album on the shelf. There needs to be. With Pup, I think because it is kind of, you can figure out what they're saying, or so what he's saying. You can kind of make a point of reference there. But with this, it's almost like it sounds strange because Pup, this is why I can't formulate the thought. Pup's lyrics are so good because they're literal. This music and like experiences, but Pup's experiences are so perfectly describe a specific situation. That's what I mean by that. So his specific situation. So do these. But for some reason, they're not as literal and they aren't as easy to understand or whatever. So he talks about his own experiences through this poetic style language that, to be honest, I didn't expect from Lagwagon. And reading this, I'm like, I feel a bit lost. So maybe people know and they go, oh, of course it's about this. Or you don't know that the singer went through this, some form of like problem or trauma or a mental health issue or something like that and had these things to say. Like, who knows? But
Bro Dependent. What do you got?
I gave this one a great.
All right. I said good.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
The time signature stuff at the start's quite cool.
Yeah. Another album 2 weeks now in a row. We'll get the time signature up.
Yeah.
7/4.
7/4 is it? Yeah.
7/4. 5/4 bothers me the most, but 7/4 to me does a little bit. And so I sound like such a musical elitist, but I feel like with time signatures, when people just go, let's just miss a beat at the end of the bar, and then I have to write words that kind of fit, and then cut, and then cut, and then cut, and then it just feels like they're trying. It just seems a little bit, And the drummer doesn't really know what to do, so they always go to the da 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 da, so they can just count it out when they do it. I'm not saying they don't understand it, but that's just what when I'd see bands try to do time signatures, it would just feel a little bit not shoehorned, but just like that's the part that makes that song is the time signatures.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I was like 16 or like 15, I think, when we are probably 15 or 16, and we would write songs that when we played the shows at like those events, there were like quite a few people there that would all jump like together, and it was very like mosh pitty and stuff that everyone would jump to. So we'd write songs around the tempos that were like jump speeds, so they'd be good. They go off live, as we'd say. And then we had this idea of like incorporating an 8-bar, like a sort of like jump, so it throws them all off with the jumping at a time just for fun. So we did that on a couple of songs, or one song in particular that would like have a 7/8 bar, like rather than a 4/4 bar, which if it was just 4/4, they would just kept jumping on beat. Because it skips, all of their jumps are now out of sync. And then you see people try to fix each other. Some people just keep jumping because they don't care. It's just a social experiment. I don't think we ever use that so much, but it was funny. It was funny at least. I said another song that sounds ahead of its time. This is the other song that I think sounds way more ahead than just mid-90s. I feel like it's very later Lagwagon in the song. In particular, I said before also about how I can hear some of this sound coming through. Where they cut back to that softer sound. They do that on Let's Talk About Feelings with the elevator music kind of thing in the opening track, I think. But yeah, this is where you can see they're starting to really find what they became in this song as well.
I just didn't find this was as memorable.
Okay.
Like, again, really good song, but not...
If I had to guess that why we'd be apart, whether you're going to be like one under or one over, I would have thought you one over.
On this one?
This a crown. Yeah, because I have a note here that says probably a crown for many, but it just didn't hit that hard for me. And I expected that I may have to say that to you, of you saying this is a crown.
You had to put me in my box. Get back in there.
I know what you want to order. But yeah, just a good.
Just a good.
Yeah, just a good.
I've only got 2 notes.
Yeah.
About the time signature and the fact that it's a good song, but it's not as memorable.
So it didn't grab you by the sounds of it.
No.
Alrighty, so Razorburn, what'd you give this one?
Crown.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a single, and I just, I feel like I earned this crown myself because I didn't be influenced by, when sometimes, do you get this? When you see it's a single, you go in going, oh, this is probably a good song.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
So that's why I found it a bit shocking with, was it the starting line where I went back when I knew that they did it as a single. I was like, oh, this just isn't to me. Doesn't have single energy. So that was tricky.
Yeah.
From what was going to be what I expected to be a ground, and it went down. This to me, I didn't know it was a single, so I just heard it and found it myself.
Oh, good for you.
Well done, mate.
I'd forgotten that it was. So
yeah,
I also
well done us. We'll take that.
It's a banger. It's so catchy. Also, I just identify with the theme because it's about growing facial hair.
Yeah, you'll have to get like mutton chops next season. Like have different facial hair each season. I said this album has kept the energy up. It's super consistent.
Yeah, for sure.
Very
So
Penny Bridge
consistent.
Pioneers with the energy.
Yeah.
Just solid the whole way through. I've just loved little things in the lyrics in this one. Like Johnny Cash reference. Just added.
Which one was that?
In this song. He says, I dressed in black like Johnny Cash and grew this beard
like
of shame.
A literal.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Like in the actual lyrics.
Yeah.
I said, amazing verses. And I love the theme. And then just a Christmas carol out of nowhere, but somehow it really works.
It's perfect.
The verses sound a little bit
every
like
time you hear it from then on in the earlier sections where it's the same chord progression,
you
can't help it.
Here it's coming.
It could only ever have gone in that way.
I wonder if it was the band being like, that chord progression sounds a bit like "Oh Come All You Faithful," and they'll be like, no way. It's like, I'll sing it right over and show you, and then like, cool, okay, well, let's just put that in the song.
I feel like it's a late entry to our Christmas.
It did. It felt a bit Christmassy.
Yeah. Did you get like Reliant K vibes?
Yes.
Yeah,
just because Reliant K do that on their Christmas album where they just have a different sounding song and then bring it back to the Christmas carol. But I think it really works. When I heard it, I was like, what a banging sounding like section. Plus, I also love that Christmas carol.
Oh,
it made me feel a little bit Christmassy in March. It's funny. Who would have thought that if you throw a random Christmas carol in a pop punk song that makes no contextual sense really, it's not like it's a Christmas song really, or it's about growing a beard out, and all of a sudden you're singing a Christmas carol. What am I missing here?
I don't think you're missing anything. It's totally random. I think it's exactly as you say. They've wrote like the chord progression, and then one of the band members is like, "Hang on a second."
But surely you come out of this maybe thinking, "Why?" sort of thing. Not like that's amazing, but it is amazing. I think they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, there's something about putting like Christmas carols over punk music that just works.
Yeah, we talked about that
more so,
on the
I
Christmas
reckon,
episode.
than other like genres.
Yeah, who was the first person to make that connection? Because they
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, Santa.
There was a Bad Religion Christmas album, I remember.
Yeah, we talked about that on the show.
I can't remember whether that was like in the 90s or was that later on.
Yeah, but I think one of the songs we listened to was like from the 70s.
We did too, that's right.
Yeah, can't remember who it was specifically.
Yeah, all right. Shaving your head.
I gave this one a good.
So did I.
All right, cool. The chorus sounds like it deserves better than a good, I think, but I just don't love the verses.
Yeah.
They feel a bit amateur compared to the rest of the verses, a bit drony and whiny.
It's like a super 90s sound at the start, don't you reckon?
Yep.
Not necessarily grunge, but just like that,
like that alternative rock.
Yeah.
Now you're saying that, I'm kind of seeing the album through that lens a bit.
Yeah. Not that I dislike it for that reason, but maybe it's just like...
I like that now that you've pointed that out. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, part of me goes, I love when bands have like 90s style influences. Like why do I keep looking up there with morbid stuff? Like morbid stuff. Because there's pink.
Morbid stuff. There you go.
Because the album is pink and I'm seeing pink up there and I'm assuming, I don't know why I'm doing that. It's really strange. I must be more tired than I thought.
We totally missed an opportunity to rename the podcast
the Pop Punk Book Club. We'll do it next time.
Or it could have been the Pop Punk Book Club.
But it's like, I see it through that lens. I really like it. But I just feel like this song doesn't hit the same. I said it's a good song with great energy, but it just feels a little flat. Because I feel like this song, if it had better verses, I think it would be a great song.
Yeah.
But I found it funny to go from growing a beard to shaving your head like straight away.
Yeah. It's like they group songs thematically.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily thematically, but they had that in the middle of the album, it becomes a little bit darker and heavier. And then now it's like, oh, we've got our hair themed song.
Going into the hair section. That's funny.
I think for me, it was the chorus that held the song back a bit.
Oh, really? I thought the chorus was good.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I gave it a good. I thought the chorus probably could have been great.
Yeah. I thought it still works though because it's different sounding than other songs on the album. Like sometimes, like they could have tried to do a bigger, more melodic chorus, but it's like the songs start all sound the same. So I think it still works for the album, but it's just like, for me, it's just like, it's a filler song.
Well,
it's a good filler song, but it's a filler song.
And I'm sure you'll understand what I mean. Maybe people listening may not get it, but if you listen to the show enough, you know what I mean. This is the equivalent for them of a fine song on the album, and it's still a good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for what it is and where it is, a lot of bands who would have a song come out like this would end up being more like a fine because it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
I think the energy is really saving stuff and
Yeah,
bring it
it's a
up.
good point.
If the songs had less energy, they'd probably be fine.
Yep.
But they're bringing it up, which is interesting.
Yep.
Alrighty, we have made it to the last song.
We have.
We haven't had a 14-song album in a while.
No.
It's a longer one.
It's still not super long though. Like the album.
No, it's
is
only
still-
40 minutes.
Yeah.
39.
It might even be less.
It's
36 minutes. Oh, it's 39.
Yeah, I remember. I think so. I remember seeing that when I was looking at it
I
today.
thought I remember.
Right, let's have a look then. And we're
Who
going to
is
see who's
correct?
right.
I thought we were going to have
39.
some arguments. Oh. 38:45. I thought we were going to have arguments because I don't know which version of this album you were listening to, but there's a version that's
was
got
like 30 songs on it.
it's got a whole bunch of like other, I don't know whether it's like B-sides or
I
whatever.
when
I
I
was
saw that,
half expecting you to be like, we've got to rate them. They're on the album. They chose to put them on there. We've got to rate them.
no, when I saw that, I actually went, no, there's no way that Sam picked this album.
Yeah.
Like I was like, he would never pick this album to do when it's like an hour 45 or something with so many B-sides. And then actually when I was like, please tell me there's another version of this album, and it was like 14 songs, I was like, I'll take it. Thank you. I mean, there's too much of a good thing sometimes. I think that an album needs to be your best half an hour to 45
Oh,
minutes.
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My first note, this is the one that I had. Oh, sorry, did we talk about ratings?
No, we haven't.
We didn't. Okay, so Ride the Snake.
Look, after what we said, despite what we said on the last song, I did give this a 5.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
I gave this a good.
Okay.
It all comes down to whether you like the change. This is where I
Yeah.
have the note saying, is this a Nirvana album?
Yeah.
That's such a Nirvana chord progression in the
Yeah.
and Nirvana sounding verse. I wonder if you're talking about the fact that they seem to have quite thoughtfully sequenced this album. Maybe because this is such an outlier, they're like, it can't really be between anything. Kind
It
of has to
couldn't
be
have
the
been
end.
anywhere but the end.
Yeah.
It's not a bad ending song because it's slower and
Yeah.
it kind of like,
I don't know if the album needs it.
I agree. And for me, it's just a fine. Like it's not a bad song, but
Yeah.
it doesn't go any further than that for me.
I said I didn't know whether I liked it or not with the change, but then
Yeah.
I decided that I did like it, and that's why I only went, cool, it's a good song then.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
If I was like, oh, I don't like it, it'd be fine or potentially bad.
And it's not that I dislike Nirvana. It's just that it's probably not what I'm looking for when I'm putting on a Lagwagon album.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. In like grading the song individually and like out separated from its context to this album, I really like the verses with that chord change. I think it's cool. I don't like the choruses as much. So you're right, if I didn't like the verses as much, it would be fine. I just think it's a cool chord progression.
Yeah, cool.
But it's like Deftones-esque in a weird way too.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
again, but that's kind of, I don't know. You try new things sometimes. Again with the starting line.
Yeah.
Remember how one of the songs at the end of that was like, was it that one that was like full emo? Like it was a totally different sound. It was toward the end of the album, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I might be misremembering it.
I mean, I think it still works because there's other little bits of grunge / Nirvana influence that are kind of like more subtly like find their way into other parts of the album.
Yeah.
And a couple of moments where it's like 90s alt rock as well. So when it gets
Nothing
to
as
this,
blatant as this.
nothing is blatant, but it's not like when you get to this, you kind of like, this comes out of left field
Oh,
or
good
anything.
point.
Like,
Yeah.
This feels like
Foreshadowed.
earned. It feels foreshadowed.
Yeah.
But it's just like, for me, I was just like, it's fine. Like it just, that's it. That's my feel about it.
And I really think that the crux is, it comes down to, whether you like that change or not.
Yep.
Because they really sit in it for a while. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did your score come out as for this album?
Way higher than I anticipated.
That's interesting.
Yes. So I thought this album, admittedly, I'll tell you a quick little funny story. So I, when I was first listening to this album, as I said, it was doing other activities and I was like, oh, I don't know, it's just not grabbing me. Like I'm usually there's something in the album that keeps you coming back. Like you'll be listening through and then you hear a song go, oh, I'm going to put that on again. That was good. And you go back to it. I wasn't finding that with this album. I knew it was like good, like as in it was consistently good and the energy was up. But there was nothing that was really like gripping me, like a melody line or a chorus or something that just kept me coming back. And I think it was because I didn't really get the album. I wasn't fully understanding it yet. I was looking for like a Futures or a Morbid Stuff, the one up there. And I feel like that with this album, I wasn't fully getting that. What's funny is that, as I said, I was vacuuming my car.
Sure.
And I was listening to it, and I was thinking to myself as I was vacuuming my car, I was like, yeah, it's just not grabbing me. And I started to feel bad because I was like, I don't want to do a whole episode where I'm like, I don't know, like sort of thing. I mean, that day is eventually coming, but if I've survived Smash and
Don't
Dookie,
do that. Stop it.
No, it's insane albums that I thought I wouldn't like.
Yeah.
Because Dookie I ended up really liking.
You did?
Yeah, I did. So albums that I've dreaded kind of doing, you know what I mean? I'm sure I can get through it. So I was listening to the album and I was like, it's just nothing's grabbing me or whatever. And then one of the songs finished and another one started and I was like, So this is what I'm talking about. I love this. Okay, it took like heaps of songs to get to it, but I'm loving this. This is awesome. This is what I'm looking for. I was like, I've heard this song before. I wonder where I've heard it before, blah, blah, blah. Listening to it, like, it's just really good. And then I was like, actually, no, where is this from? I'm like, it must be from like a Tony Hawk's game or something that I've heard it on, or something that I've been exposed to, or like a compilation CD.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get my phone out and see what it is. And it was Let's Talk About Feelings.
Yeah.
So you saw that coming.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, I just love Let's Talk About Feelings. Like, that's the album that I like the most, like, but nothing's grabbing me. And it was that album that grabbed me.
Yeah.
But then I think I like that album because it's more poppy and more produced, etc.
Okay.
It's hard to go back sometimes with bands from albums that are, like more modern, to go backwards and hear where they came from rather than seeing where, like, meeting them at a certain point of their career and then following them forward. That can be difficult as well because bands can diverge, but at least you have a starting reference point, the same as the bands when they move forward. Going backwards is trying to see where they started, and sometimes you can like or not like that.
Yep, I can understand that.
But,
you've come around, obviously.
I did. Like, after listening to it and really like listening to it, I mean, this is a baguette. Why haven't I not holding my baguette for this?
Yeah.
I ended up rating this way higher than I thought I would. And that's
Can
what I
I
love
ask?
about our rating system is the fact that it's not about rationally whether you go, oh, I think I like this more. It tells you how you feel about it. So it shows you what albums to come back to.
Answer me this.
Yeah. Riddle me this.
Did you or did you not Millencolin this when you first listened to it then?
I would have. 100%. Yeah.
Because you're just like, you had it on while you're doing something else and you just...
Oh, wait. I would have literally done it. Yeah, but I also think that...
And in doing so, like, just missed the point of it, so to speak. Like,
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I think part of me is like, yeah, if I had sat down and just rated it then, I would have Millencolin it in the sense that I would have gotten the rating wrong based on what I actually felt about it because I wasn't giving it enough attention. So yes, by definition, I would have Millencolin it. But then a part of me goes, if I was going to sit down though and listen to it actively, I would have eventually realized this anyway.
Yeah.
Because it is what it is. But as far as what I rated it, I said to Kate when I got home, I told her that story. I was like, I just kept telling myself, I really love their later album, Let's Talk About Feelings. And it ended up coming on. And I was like, oh, that's the song that I really wanted to listen. So the album I really wanted to listen to. And I was like, yeah, I just feel like, I was like, well, this album's not going to be on my top 10. Like, it's not going to make my board, but it's still good to listen to. And I really am enjoying it for that way. But I think it may have. My rating that I gave this album was 5.07.
Whoa.
Yeah. What'd you give it? 5. Oh,
That's
so pretty
so close.
Yeah. So what's my board? 4.92. So it does. It makes I've got this higher than Dookie.
Yeah, so do I actually. And Sticks and Stones.
That's
Can
crazy.
you believe that?
Oh, actually, 5.07. In my list, it's actually tied at with Penny Bridge Pioneers and Sticks and Stones.
Right.
If you gave me $1 million, I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. If I don't even know what I'm going to say. What I was going to say.
Please, can you give me $1 million?
I'm short for cash and I want $1 million for some reason. I genuinely would never have believed you. I would have thought you were lying if you told me that this album was going to come out at the same rating as Sticks and Stones. I love Sticks and Stones. But this is the thing. There's songs on Sticks and Stones that I love way more than any songs on this album for sure. But there's some songs on this that I like less than pretty much every song on this album because this album is just so consistent.
Yes.
It's not like this spread data. It's just in the center. And it's so solidly where it sits. I mean, if you look at the ratings, like on this thing, like I have it all written this way and everyone can see it there. It's like, it's literally just almost like a straight channel of just like goods, greats, and crowns. I don't have any flames and I don't have any fines. It's just a central column.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that it's at the same level as bloody Penny Bridge Pioneers and Sticks and Stones and beats Dookie and beats Ramones.
Yep.
That's the thing about the rating system. It sounds wrong, but then you're like, no, this is how I felt about every song and every song is considered. That's what it should be.
Yeah, for sure.
That, if we have a term for that, is the Untitled Blink album. Because so many people say Untitled Blink album's the best album, but if you actually did the rating system, you'll find that the last couple of songs, typically people don't like as much as the rest of the album, at least from the surveying.
Typically, there's a dog song at the end of that.
There are people who love that song. I know. But
no, there's not.
There are.
There are not.
Genuinely, I had people say in the comments that Lost Without You was a flame back in the day for them.
What
I told you this. You already reacted like that when I told you it.
And I've obviously blocked it from my memory. There's no way.
Some people say that it like got them through a tough time. With,
please.
When a loved one died, I was about to say. But no, genuinely, I think the Untitled Blink album's a great example of that. You can't just mentally write off a couple of songs that you don't enjoy as much because you love the earlier ones so much.
Yeah.
So yes,
Mind you, we did write that. I mean, I've rated it pretty highly. I think you did too.
What one?
The Untitled Blink album.
No, of course we did. Yeah. But I'm saying that people think that that's Blink's best album.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's the most creative and it's got so many like great songs on it, like incredible songs. But if you actually rated them all off this rating system, which is, by the way, like it sounds like we're just using emojis, but there's a lot of like actual psychology behind this with what I do with my job. Like it actually makes sense. And there's a lot of thought, and as Sam can attest, there was a lot of back and forthing and refining with it. That's the reason we had to go to 7 rather than more convenient and more.
I was going to say that was the reason why
5.
I had to go to relationship therapy.
Pretty much. But that's why
There's so much arguing
it's much
over that
more
rating system.
aesthetically pleasing to just have 5. You know, why do we have to have 7? But it's necessary. And yeah, that's the thing. This rating system gives you it takes every song seriously, has an emotional rating to all of them, and gives you how you actually feel about the album.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have to trust it. And that's why I love the rating system, because it makes you see an album that you may have gone, I didn't think I loved it that much, but you obviously did. You're just not really realizing it yet. So go back and listen to it again, because it's in your top 10.
There you go, everyone. Go back and listen to it again. Maybe you'll find that you love this album as much as we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you come out. See you later.
We'll see you later.
Anyway, have you got a baguette right now?
I do have a baguette right now.
Yeah.
This is just another album that has reminded me why I love this period of punk the best.
Yes.
You touched on before that like your ratings for this album are all in a really narrow line, and mine are fairly similar. Like I did give a Flame and I gave a Fine, but otherwise over the course of 14 songs, it's pretty much all
outliers.
Yeah, like it's mostly greats, and then and then there's a few crowns in there. Like it's such a consistent album. I love the energy, and I think I kind of feel bad. I think my like responses throughout this episode maybe haven't like revealed how much I actually enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah.
Because I loved this album.
I think the problem is because it's so consistently great. I think great albums are where you go, that's fantastic. But crowd albums are where you're like, whoa, and then Flame even more so. And because I feel like it doesn't have as many, for me personally, Flame moments and crown. There are crowns on there for sure, but there's not parts where you go, wow, I'm just like, that emotionally moves me in that way. It's more so just like, what a great album. I think that can sometimes translate as confusion rather than like knowledge of how you actually feel about it.
I just feel weird at the end. I also just think it's such a fantastic energy, and I think albums around this period, the energy was one of the reasons why I absolutely love them.
I have to say that with this album, it was a slow burner for me.
Yep.
Yeah, it took me a while. I admittedly, when I listened to it, it took me a while to get into it. So I have a question for everybody. I'm liking asking questions because I love to see people's responses to it. What is an album that you didn't like at first, that you had to sit with, and after a while you end up realizing became one of your favorite albums?
Okay.
I have multiple of them for me. I remember back in the day saving money to go buy a band's album that I thought I would really like. Listening to it, I didn't like it at all. But because I paid for it, I'd leave it in my car and listen to it. And over time, I'd start finding little bits I'd grab onto. Some of those albums are my favorite albums now ever, of all time.
Yeah, right.
An example of that would be, okay, I won't say that I didn't like it at first, but Define the Great Line by Underoath challenged me a bit after hearing They're Only Chasing Safety. It took me a little bit to get into it.
Yep.
Now, one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yep.
Daisy by Brand New. When I first heard that album, I was like, I don't like this. It's too noisy, too loud. And then finding in it a special something. And I love that album now. So like, do you have any off the top of your head?
Taking me by surprise.
By who? So let us know. Do you have any slow burners that you would like to let us know about? You want to tell us about? We always lose our minds by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Like, blah, some, blah. I'm using so much mental strength to make my tongue say the words that I need it to say because I'm just so ready to slur. That's not a good sentence. Put that straight in there. I'm slow ready to slur, mate. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for listen to our drivel at this point. It's funny that people say dribble. I mean, the word is drivel. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. If you have a friend that you'd love to tell this podcast, if you'd love to tell about to this podcast, oh my goodness, please. Greg, sign us off. Greg should come in here and just do the ending and just be like, hey guys.
You should at least do something.
That's pretty close. It's a good Greg impression.
It is pretty good.
Anyway, let's have one more go at this. If you have a friend that you think would really enjoy this podcast, please do let them know about this. It means the world to us that you are here listening with us. As I said, hearing that you listen to it everywhere you do is the best thing ever. How about this? Let us know whereabouts you're listening to this podcast and we'll send you a little special surprise. We'll work out what that is later. But I don't know. We'll try to find something. Thank you so much for listening. But before we go, there's one more. Oh, we didn't do the album. Oh, we nearly forgot. That would have been a disaster. We only get one each season. We've blown it already. What is the album for next week?
So next week happens to be...
Oh, I know what this means.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I think I did it last time. Even though it's not Halloween.
I was just saying, what are you doing?
It's the takeover.
Oh, it is.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh.
dun.
What is that?
What is it?
The Emo Book Club.
It's the Emo Book Club's
It's
back.
back, baby.
It's back. We're gonna, as I said, we do it once a season.
Yeah.
And this is a surprise one. We're only a few episodes in. The other one was like episode 13 or something
Yeah, I know.
of the season. So look, you don't never know where it's coming.
It can get you anytime.
Get you at any time. So what are we doing for the Emo Book Club?
We are doing, this is a big one.
Yeah.
We kind of tend to try and keep the really big albums, but I reckon this is a pretty big one.
Yeah, we have to burn them for the Emo Book Club because it only comes around twice a year.
That's true.
Yeah.
We are doing, what are we doing? We are doing They're Only Chasing Safety by Underoath.
One of the best albums. I love this album
It
so
is.
much. I'm very keen to sit
Yeah.
down and chat to you about it specifically.
I remember doing this on the BCPB, whatever it is. And it was just like, get your flame ticker out. It was like flame, 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 flame.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Which was similar to the used album. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We're coming out swinging with the Emo Book Club albums. But we really want suggestions for you guys about what to do for the Emo Book Club. We were talking about ideas for like suggestions for the book club and like what, I mean, you try to think, what are the quintessential emo albums? So for next week, make sure to listen to They're Only Chasing Safety for the Emo Book Club. Join us next week for that. But before we go, there's always one thing we like doing before we get out of here.
It's time for... It's time for...
See what I have to work with?
It's time for Popeth Punk.
Pop punk in the style of Shakespeare. You know how it is. One verse, one chorus. You get one guess. First right answer in the comments. Get shout out next episode. Let's do it.
To the one whose favour I once held dear.
You've done that one, haven't you? I recognize that opening.
My most unquiet thought. The words of thy heart echoed in mine ears, long ere thy tongue gave them leave to speak.
What? Keep going.
I knew that no fair future lay between us.
Futures.
No star did guide our course, no swift'ning breath of fate did lend us motion. Rather, we did linger in a stillness most unnatural, as though time itself had wearied of our company. Thus I was bound for what felt like eternity, alone, yet ever in thy presence. And yet, when memory had near relinquished thee, when I had schooled mine heart to silence and taught it to forget thy name, thou came again, soft as twilight's falling, and with no herald to announce thee. No footstep stirred the air, no voice did call me forth. Thou wert simply there, as though absence had been but a jest ill-played. Then thou speakest thou words that left me clean, that we were but misfortune. Misfortune, O cruel shaping of a truth, for such a thing admits no reckoning. No chart of what might have been had fortune leaned but slightly otherwise. Alas, all is lost to conjecture. Yet mark me well, though thou wouldst name us chance and cast our days as trifles unmeant, still art thou writ deep within me. If but misfortune we be, then art thou the fairest mischance ever to undo my peace.
That is the most like verbose and dense pop punk we've ever done.
Is it?
Yeah, that's like lyrical molasses. It's
know what?
just so hard to find a way through.
Oh, blame Shakespeare and blame
He wrote
the
this.
lyricist.
It was him that did it. We actually go back through unfound Shakespeare documents. I can hear themes throughout it. I can hear things that I'm trying to translate in my mind.
What are the themes?
Earlier on, you're saying things like a lot about chance and misfortune, and like seems to play a lot into that type of.
Yeah, the word misfortune, definitely. Think of another word.
That's what I'm trying to do, but I by the time I'm so out of it, by the time I try to think you've moved on, I don't want to miss anything else. I've never gotten through it. Well, I have to say, I'm completely stumped on that one.
Okay.
Could be a factor of tiredness, could be a factor of just missing it, but I'm just completely out of it.
Maybe I've gone too obscure.
Well, what is it?
I'll tell you what it is.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not too obscure. Maybe that might be a bit outside of what people consider to be pop punk, but still, it's like, that's a good one. I mean, that's a good pick.
It was wordier than some of them.
It was very dense. I think that's why I found it difficult to get my head around. But not every swing is a hit, but maybe someone else can get the answer before me.
That's true.
Because that, you know what? Now, knowing what that is, going back to the verses, I get that now.
Yeah.
I was personally too caught up on trying to find specific translations that just weren't there, but that's just me. Well, you guys let me know in the comments if you got it. And if you get it right, you get your shout out on the next episode. Catch you next week for the Emo Book Club. We have to digitally put that. I didn't do that last time.
We should do that. Are we dressing up this time?
No, it's not Halloween.
Okay.
We could just come as flat dressed emo.
Well, that's I guess what I meant. Yeah.
All right, we'll see. No trip to Shindigs. Let's see how we go.